me find you. Where are you at?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
What's up, Jennifer Lacey?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, just here being awesome, having fun.
Going to talk about birthdays today.
Yeah. We're gonna today how to celebrate your birthday. I want to shout out to all the people out there in the Omniverse. Good morning.
Yes.
Let us know you're here. Where are you from? And just know that, like, Jennifer made me scratch the original plan.
We're going to talk about that.
We better be celebrating my birthday because it's my birthday. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. And you aren't the only birthday this month, right?
This week. I mean, we have this month, but there's a lot of birthdays this week. Like even just this week, I was like popping up Buddy's birthdays this week. We have Amy, I think Rebecca, who's another friend here locally. We have a lot of birthdays this week.
That is so interesting. You know what? I'm going to drop this little question in there. Let us know if it's your birthday. Who's a March baby? We got a comment. Sarah Ganella says, happy birthday, Jennifer.
Thank you, Sarah. And I got a surprise birthday gift from Sarah yesterday, which is like the most amazing shirt. And I don't even want to give it away because I'm sure wear it at one point. And so it was like the perfect shirt. So, and she knows how much I love shirts.
That is so awesome. Yeah. Super awesome. Way to go, Sarah. Outshine everybody. No, I love that. That's good. Who else we got? We got Buddy Brumley, who is also a March baby. Good morning,
yes, like 3 days ago.
Oh, look, he says he's celebrating your day at home today.
Okay, that's another one we talked to. He and I talked, and he's not at work today.
That's a big significant.
Yes.
So, folks, good morning out there. Again, let us know. It is Jennifer Lacey's birthday. So that was I just dropped this topic on her. I'm like, it's her birthday. How can we make her squirm a little bit and also bring up something that probably seemed like the birthday idea seems like this irrelevant, simple thing, but it's not, right? Like I know for me, I got issues with it. And when I say issues, like I don't entirely understand what the big deal is or how to do it appropriately. And even critical about the way some people treat birthdays and themselves and other people around it because of it, all of that. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. And again, folks, if you're out, no, the rules,
yes.
Jen.
Okay, so before we do that, we know there's like issues with commenting and stuff. Can you hit that part first, or do you want me to hit this first?
No, yeah, good call. So there's some funkiness on LinkedIn. It's been happening for a long time. We're not exactly sure why it is, except that it is. And so if your comments aren't coming up and you're like making the comment on the LinkedIn, it's not you, it's me. Right. So we love you, and I will absolutely go back after the live stream to appreciate you and interact with your comment. It has something to do with whether you're on your laptop, whether you're on your phone, if you have refreshed or updated the app, who knows. You can go to YouTube and search no space BS with Jen and Jess. And YouTube seems to feed all the comments without any problem. You can stay where you're at. It's okay. Just want to make sure y'all know out there that we absolutely love you. We're not ignoring you. It just may not be coming through the feed on this end, which is a StreamYard LinkedIn situation. So please comment and we'll get back to you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Now for the rules. So if you are on for the first time, not even maybe on for the first time, but you're on and you maybe have not commented and engaged in conversation throughout the show, and you're like, hey, I want to make sure people know I'm here. We want to know you're here because not only is it important to us so we can pull your comments up, but it's also, we have an amazing tribe that love to connect to people. So if you are for the first time on, or you're kind of like willing to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, if you can in the comments, just put a blue heart. You can write blue heart. You can right click and go to emojis and find the blue heart. We don't care. But when you put a blue heart, that's all you have to put. All of our tribe members go, ooh, there's a new person. Let me connect to them. And not only do they connect to you, but then they will go and they will follow you and they'll like your comments and they'll contribute to your stuff that you put out on social media. And so it just is a community that continues to grow. And we want to make sure we are encouraging that. So if you will put that blue heart in there, it lets us know. And then people will start. We already have one blue heart already. And so people come in and they'll connect and woo, 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 woo. So yes, just like that, just like she did. So let's do that. and then let's connect to her and let's make sure that she knows that we love her and that we appreciate anybody that's on here. Again, coming out and putting that blue heart and doing something for the first time.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, Miss Nick, she's amazing. She and I are gonna be doing a audio room tomorrow morning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she does it every Sunday, and I'm gonna have the privilege of sharing the stage with her tomorrow.
Nice,
so
very nice.
Hit up Miss Nick. She's got it going on, and there's some other people. This just seems to be like Jen.
First of all, this is your fault. Let's just say that.
I'm glad, like you. I mean, I was a little upset when you're like, Jesse, how dare you forget about my birthday and not make the live stream?
We're gonna clear this up in a minute.
Miss Leslie, good morning, Miss Leslie. We got Nick. Oh, Sarah's giving us a little knowledge there. Facebook live stream's going away.
Via StreamYard, third-party apps. Okay.
Yep, got it. So any live streamers out there, heads up. Mr. Terry, how you doing, Terry?
Hello, Terry.
North Richland Hills. Who else we got? Sarah. Yep. Oh my goodness, everybody is. Oh look, Leslie's right there in the New York City area. So
nice.
I'm not sure if Nick and Leslie know each other or not, but super awesome people to be connected to. All right, so that's the deal. We got people here, and it's like, man, are these people just gonna ever talk again? Please, if another note is, if you're a lurker, we love you, lurkers. You're amazing. Appreciate the support. And we won't know if you're here if you don't comment. So I have my phone going too, and to try to make sure I don't miss anybody. But throw your comments in there, ask your questions, because I feel like this conversation is gonna maybe ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, it's gonna go in a lot of different. So let's really quick before we get started. Let's clear up how we got this topic, because just so everyone knows, and I think we've had this conversation before, most of our conversations are and our topics for the next live stream come from our after parties. So we have the live stream, we have a lot of engagement and we love that. And then we go to the after party where y'all get to talk and we get to listen more than anything else, but then they get a lot deeper. And the conversations go a lot of different directions. And we're like, oh, we got to dig into that next time. So that is how I'm going to say 99.9% of our topics get established. And then Jesse and I talk and we collaborate and we agree that's a great thing for us to talk about next time. And that's how we've done it for 2.5 years. And then I'm on vacation earlier this week and I get an invite to the live stream and I'm like, wait a minute, we hadn't even talked about anything. And then I go and I accept the invite and I see what the topic is. And I'm like, Jesse, did I miss this conversation? And he's like, oh yeah, you just don't remember it. So let's be clear who established the topic for today's conversation.
Yes, that is mostly true. The one thing that was omitted is every time we have a conversation and say, okay, that's what we're going to talk about. Then I create the thing. Then the day before, the morning of, Jen's like, what are we talking about again? So I'm like, she's not going to remember anyway. So I'll just float it out there. I don't know why I actually remembered. I think you had made a comment somewhere like, oh, that March live stream is on my birthday. and because I normally don't remember that birthday stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's what it's gonna be. Like, too bad. Well, I just floated through. So yes, I randomly picked it, and here we
Here
are.
we are.
Oh, look at this. So we got Mr. Josh Young. He says
Good morning.
sorry. He was buying the red carpet for the No BS crew visit to Roanoke.
We're going next month. I'm super excited.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun. Thank you, Mr. Josh. And then look, Nick and Leslie already know each other, so they've met in person. Super awesome, super jealous. That's cool.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a question for the tribe members out there. And here's the question: where are you on the birthday celebration spectrum?
Yes.
What is that spectrum, Jennifer Lacey?
Right, and the spectrum is, you know these people. So like in your mind, just think about it. You know these people, and you may be one of those people. And so no judgment today. Are you one of those people that you celebrate a birthday month, a birthday week? Hey, this is all of my time, even though I have a birthday, like this is my celebration time. And I need to make sure people acknowledge it, they know it. We are all going to be doing this for a while. Or are you on the other side of the spectrum, which Jesse and I seem to be both aligned with this, is like, it's a birthday. We appreciate any love we get, but we have no expectations. And I think those are two very big extremes. And so we just want to know like where you fall. And some people, and I've had some conversations leading up to this because, Jesse threw the topic out. I'm like, well, let me ask some people. And I've gotten some different responses, and people are not sometimes the extreme. Some people are kind of in the middle, and there's different reasons why maybe certain birthdays are bigger than others and stuff like that. So we just want to know, like, where do you fall in that spectrum? Is that right?
Yes. And speaking of that, it's funny because everybody's saying happy birthday, Jen. They're texting me in the background, like, how many times did I agree to say this? Because I don't want her to be mad at me again. No, I'm joking. What's up, Rob Grady? How you doing, my man? Yeah, so I guess maybe I'll just make it.
Are you a birthday princess?
Right, like
it's not about me.
We got a comment out here. Learnings and Missteps wants to know: are you a birthday princess? I am not. I am like, I'll just say it. I don't really understand the birthday celebration thing, because I did nothing except for eat, drink water, and relieve myself for a year. So how is it a celebration accomplishment? Like, I was just human. I just stayed alive. Same thing for being born. Maybe there was some faster swimming involved. I don't know, but I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. For me, like in my brain is, what are we celebrating? It's you stayed alive. And similarly to like Josh says, I hope nobody finds out it's birthday crew, right? And so like my lack of appreciation for, like, this is what runs through my head that I normally don't let out of my mouth, especially with like kids, when there's like thousands of dollars being spent for a birthday party for a kid. The idea in my head is like, but what did they do? Like, what's significant about this? Similarly to like they're graduating first grade. There's a ceremony. Like, how many millions of people do that? Like, I don't. Now, I also I'm going to just kind of taper that a little bit with, I recognize that my point of view or my perspective on it is very Grinchy, right? Like, it's just heartless even.
I like Christmas, but that's okay.
Same thing. Kind of like Christmas. Like, okay, it's another day. Like, there's a lot of things to be doing. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at on the spectrum. I've changed my thinking a little bit for a lot of reasons, and we'll talk about those later. But that's where I'm at. Where are you at, Jen?
Well, I think most people that know me or know how I show up, I get excited about a lot of things. And I get excited, especially about people, when people are doing really cool things. and when they have celebrations, and there are a lot of other celebrations. And so I think for me, birthday is another day, but there are so many things that I get to celebrate and see and recognize and get people excited about throughout the year. And that's how I live. That the birthday piece, I'm going to try to remember. I'm going to put it in my calendar. I'm going to try to remember, but it is not one of those things to where that's the only time you're going to hear from me all year. Cause I know those people that is when I hear from them. And that to me, it doesn't mean as much. And so I try very hard to engage with people. And if I happen to be a part of their celebration, that's awesome. And I can add that on to my other stuff that I'm doing. But it's the similar conversation that I have with Jesse about Valentine's Day. I am not a Valentine's Day proponent. It is not a big deal to me and has never been, mainly because we should love people all the time. And we should show people that we love them all the time and we should care about them. And in my mind, if I go and I celebrate somebody this one day, like that's great. And then tomorrow they're going to be like, oh, I guess I'm not as important as I was yesterday. And so that is my mentality when it comes to celebrating people. For me, I think it's grounded in some, I'm not going to say past trauma, but I think it's my background and how I was raised. In that I was raised by a single father, raising 4 kids, 3 jobs. Like it was a birthday and we got a gift, very practical gift. And then it was another day. It wasn't the thousands of dollars. It wasn't the, maybe I think I remember out of all of my high school, junior high, elementary school years, I think I remember one time where we had a party and I got to invite friends one time. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like I had this bad childhood. At no point do I think that. It's just that was not the celebrations that I remember, nor do I feel like I have to do those for my kids. But I know that there are other people out there that do bigger things. And so I think it's just the way I was grounded and the way that I was raised. That is not a big deal to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'll like straight up, to me, the way I see you treat birthdays, I interpret that as a massive deal. Right, because like you do. I mean, you've done stuff for me on my birthday. I know you celebrate the hell out of everybody around you, the girls and stuff. And so for me, I'm like, man, that's a lot. Like it's not. I'll say more clearly, I view it as extreme. But I also know, relatively speaking, there's other people that are like, it's my birthday month, right? And it's everybody must bow and whatever. Or at least have the red carpet out like Josh is going to do for us. Yes. Project. And then there's some like weird things that people do about birthdays, right? Like there's some expectations that they have.
Okay. Yes.
Run these kind of tests against because you did or didn't remember their birthday. So first, I'm going to say Sarah, she is a birthday weekend princess. Okay. Unless it's a significant birthday. So if it is a significant birthday, Miss Sarah, what does that mean? Like, is that like on the 5s or like the 5s or the 0s? Is that a week, a month, whatever it is? And she does it because she did a great job in staying alive. I love it. That's awesome. And then, Buddy, does this surprise you at all?
Not at all. Not at all. And I go find him. I like go in all the caves and all the crevices and find him. And
I love that.
Not only find him, but I celebrate the crap out of him. And I knew when I posted it, because if you didn't find it, I posted on LinkedIn the day it was Buddy's birthday to celebrate him, because that's what I love. I love celebrating him every day, but I knew he'd be hiding out. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to shine the light on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to use his technique here. He said the waiter had to whisper the happy birthday song because his tip was threatened. Good job, buddy. I'm gonna you bet you sing it all out, boy. You ain't getting no tip.
Yeah.
So, I've and I guess other folks out there that appreciate my relationship status, which is single. If you think you're going to get like birthday balloons and birthday cookies and birthday stuff from me sent to your office,
don't wait.
Don't wait, girl. It ain't happening. Like, and that I almost do that on purpose, right? Like, I'm not going to, now I'm not saying that I don't celebrate other people's birthdays. The way I feel about birthdays is about how I want my birthday to be celebrated or not. I will celebrate other people's birthdays, but there's this thing that it's a judgment I have in my head, Jen, and maybe we can see what the No BS tribe thinks about. But I feel like what I've seen is some behavior in people that they want the balloons and the flowers and the whatever, the big giant hoopla sent to the office.
Why is that?
Right? They don't want it at home, right? Like if it doesn't get sent to the office, you're in trouble. So that everybody else can say, "Oh my God, it's your birthday."
No, I agree. And again, I feel it's the same way for Valentine's Day. I feel that like if someone comes home on Valentine's Day and they work at an office with a lot of, I'm going to say men or women, and then they come home and all this stuff is set up, it's not the same. It's like, and again, no judgment, but it's like perception. It's like, I want people to know that they love me. I want people to know that I have so many people that care about me and that I'm a big deal. In my mind, that's what goes through my head. It doesn't mean that's what people think. And I know there's people that are trying to hide out and stuff. And so it's like, those are to me the extremes of like, look at me, look at the people that love and care about me. And look what my person did maybe that your person didn't do. And so that's where my brain goes, even though it may not be accurate.
Well, no, I think all of that could be true. Maybe not all for the same person. But I know some people that it's their birthday. They have an expectation that people are going to celebrate and do something special or just say happy birthday. Mm-hmm. That's really, really what they want. But they don't tell anybody.
Yes. Oh, I had the conversation about this yesterday. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yes. Yes.
And then like they hold it against you, or like you ignored their birthday. Yes. So
and what then, do you think? They say judgment, but like you kind of get on the bad list because you didn't do what was not communicated. Like those uncommunicated expectations that you and I talk about all the time. It's like we get mad because somebody didn't do something that we in our mind wanted, but we never communicated it. Birthdays are a great example of that. And so had a great conversation yesterday with Laura. We had lunch. She took me out for sushi, which was awesome. And so we were talking about this topic. And she's like, I know that there are people that like a big deal and they like to have a big hoopla. She goes, and the best way to do that so that you're not, there's expectations that maybe aren't met is plan a party. Pick the people you want to be there and make it be the most amazing thing. And then you get exactly what you want. You get to hang with your cool people. And then in the end, it was a great day. She goes, but like people don't do that. They just expect that other people know everything they want, and then they get mad.
Yes. That's foolish. Like,
yes.
What are you doing, people? Like, just say what you want.
Yes.
And I know that's uncomfortable. Like, that's a skill, actually, to articulate what we want. That is a skill, but like to hold it against people for not reading your damn mind, like that ain't cool. Mr. Lance says he pretends he was never born, hence no birthday celebrations. And then Buddy's like, hey, by the way, that's substantial. Because of course everybody showed up for Buddy's birthday. Okay, so here's Sarah's celebration. Normally it is sushi dinner for me, but this year I have flat out told my husband I am blowing it out. I will be 50 this year. Oh man, that's so awesome. Y'all are all invited to Dakula, Georgia. She's having a party with a band. She is celebrating herself. Yes, it is me. And I said exactly what I want.
That right there.
So I threw myself a party on my 40th birthday. And it was my friends, Louie and Mata. Like I notorious, like historically, I don't celebrate, like I don't put it out there just because, like for real, on my birthday, which is on December 11th, But on my birthday, it's my birthday.
It's your day.
It's my day. So what that really means is any planning anybody's doing for my day without my knowledge is bullshit. Right? Like, no. What do you want to do for your birthday? For a long time, my answer was this, and it was true. I want to sit home and play God of War. And they're like, no. But what do you want to do? Like,
You gotta celebrate.
I want to sit at home and play games. Like, that's what I want to do. What kind of cake do you like? It doesn't matter as long as it's mine. What do you mean by that? If you're getting me my birthday cake, I don't want nobody eating my birthday cake. It's mine. Right? Like, it's my birthday. This is how I want to celebrate it. So, which is however the hell I want to celebrate it. And maybe for more clarity, I want it to be very stress-free. I want it to be very fluid. I just want to do what I want to do. Like, if an opportunity presents itself, I'll do it. And if I want to fart around at home in my boxers, I'll do that. Like, every single day is full of a million decisions and stressors and like fulfilling other people's needs, expectations, requests. I don't want to do that on my birthday. And so when people are scheduling and doing things for me, that violates what it is that I want on my birthday. Now, all of that being said, oh, we got another one. Maria Martin says, happy birthday, Jay.
I had lunch with her this week too, because I was in Birmingham. And I just really quick want to acknowledge, thank you, Maria, because she showed up to and we're traveling, so I can't like carry a bunch of stuff. She showed up to dinner and she brought a water bottle halfway full of water with a rose in it. And it's like, it was the most amazing, thank you so much for thinking about me, because she acknowledged it, but it was like she knew I was traveling, so I couldn't carry a bunch of stuff. So it was just very thoughtful. So thank you, Maria.
Yes. Yeah, look, Sarah's so awesome. So I'm sending you something to relax. Like, Sarah, my answer to that is anything you send me, I will appreciate.
Yes, he does.
And what I ultimately appreciate is not having to think about it. So when it shows up, thank you. That is amazing. Like, the fewer decisions I have to make, the happier I am. So yes, something to relax would be phenomenal. And not having to answer another question about it would be even more phenomenal. So anyways.
Can I add to that, Jesse? Because like you were like, I just don't want to have, like, I don't want to be a big deal, but I also like don't have to think about it. And I think there's two avenues there. So if I came to you and again, two things: do we ask, and then do we really give our honest opinion? So these are my two extremes that I want to like pose to our people. That do we do these things? So number one, we are hearing Jesse's kind of perspective on this. So do we just go, that's great, Jesse, and we really know what you want, even though you're not telling us, and then we're going to go do all these other things, and then we get disappointed because Jesse doesn't look so excited or isn't so appreciative of all the effort that we put into it, because like everybody loves birthdays. So there's that piece. And, and did we really go, hey, Jesse, like, what do you want? Like, how often do we ask people that? Versus just, we're going to plan this big thing. And Jesse may go, I'm good. Whatever you decide, I will show up and we'll have fun. Okay. So there's that. But there's also the piece, if you're the person getting asked, don't go, it's no big deal. I don't care.
Right.
When it is. If it's a big deal, not like Jesse, if it's a big deal, go, you know what? This is the one day that I like it to be about me. And I like it. You can have people there and you can share it and you can capture it and you can put it on social media and everybody knows it's my day. Then it's going to be a great day. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to say that, not get mad the next day when like nobody shared anything, nobody said anything. And then you're upset and you're like holding it against people when you never like communicated that. Like, there's two extremes. Like, we've got to make sure we're like being open and having these conversations.
Yeah, so I love it, Jen. And I think there's a question out there for the tribe to like chew on, is like, how clear are you about what you want, how you want to be celebrated on your birthday? Like, let's come find that, because I think it's a good focal point to build out of, because we're like this communication thing about what we want, how we feel appreciated. I know that there's like this monthly challenge thing that some jumpers do.
Yes.
One of those challenges was to ask, what makes you feel appreciated. Like ask other people, and then also answer the question, what is it that makes you feel appreciated? So get clear about that. And if you're not, it's not easy to get clear about that, right? Like on my birthday, it's easy for me because like, I'll just say what the thing is. Now, one thing that I have done, I mentioned that I recognize and I've adjusted my behavior. And it's hard, like it takes real effort for me because I used to like hide my birthday because of, you know, all this stuff.
And then she got around all these people that are like, ooh, Jesse doesn't want anybody to know.
Yeah. And like you talked about the expectations. Like there's very few gifts that I get excited about because I have a lot of junk already. Like in my head, I'm like, for real, birthday biz, Christmas gifts. I'm like, this is going to add to my pile of junk. I'm not going to use this. I don't know anybody that I can give it away to. And I know if throwing it away, like that's not, if they find out, I'm going to hurt their feelings. And oh shit, Jesse, don't forget to smile because you don't want to hurt their feelings about, right? Like it's a thing. Like I'm fine with like, happy birthday, you're awesome, whatever. Look at your hair looks great. Like, hell yeah, thank you for that, right? The compliments I love. But the expectation, like for people to expect me to respond in a certain way about a gift brings me stress. Like I think about that. And so for me, just any, like if I'm thinking more than 0 about it, that's stress because people have a thing. Anyways, in terms of the adjustment that I've made, and Louis and Mata helped me understand this, that it really doesn't matter how I feel about my birthday necessarily. And what's really important is that people want to celebrate me. Right. And so I get that. Now I'm like, okay, damn it. Like people want to celebrate you. And the date of birth is a common date for people to do that. And I'm like, okay. And then of course I whined about all my issues. And she's like, okay, well then what if you just give them an excuse to celebrate? She's like, oh. And it was interesting because we were having dinner. We're in Southtown here in San Antonio, and it was my birthday. They didn't know it. They had no idea, right? Like that day, Louis was like, hey man, what are you doing this evening? I was like, I was going to go eat or something. And he's like, man, we want to go down to Southtown's First Friday or whatever it was. And I'm like, I was like, oh, cool. You want to have dinner? Like, yeah. It was my birthday. So it was like, yeah, like that'll be cool. Hang it because they're awesome people. And then it was like, the damn waitress looked at my ID and it was my birthday. And they're like, wow, dude. So that's what like sparked the conversation. Right. And so that's what helped me. Right. It's like, okay, people want to celebrate me. And it's not okay that I don't like that. I kind of squash that opportunity. Like, shit. All right. So I did have a birthday party on my 40th birthday where I like rented a hall, like a dance hall, had a 13-piece salsa orchestra. Like, oh yeah. Like I had a birthday party and I was very clear, like people, I want y'all to come because I want to dance. I want to have fun. We did a little roast, like people got up on stage and shared like some dirt on me, which was, I wish I would have recorded it. That was freaking awesome. There was some good stories. And it was fun to be able to like, how should I say, design my celebration. It was a lot of damn work too, right? Like it took a lot of work. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Maybe, I mean, I got my 5-0 coming. I think it's in like somewhere between 2 and 4 years because I keep forgetting how old I am.
He's vague on anything specific like that because he wants to make sure he gets to control it.
No, because I think, so I was born in 76. So whatever, if y'all could do the math, because some days I'm 46, some days I'm 47. I don't know, like I forget. So I think I'm gonna have like a party to celebrate the 50th birthday. And there's some milestones that I want to celebrate on that date. So it's not my birth, like, yes, it's on my birthday, but it's really about some of the things that I'm working on that I want to have the celebration around. Does that make sense?
It does. And one thing I want to acknowledge that you do really well is, yes, the birthdays, and we're kind of focused on birthdays today, but like there are dates that are significant to you and you help other people celebrate you on those dates, like your sobriety date.
Yes, 100%.
And that, again, it's a big deal. And for you, I know it's a way bigger deal than your birthday. Mm-hmm. And so there are things like that, but we wouldn't know that, one, if you didn't communicate it, and two, if you didn't let us celebrate you on that date because of how significant it is.
Yes, very well said. Beautiful observation. Like, if you want to celebrate me on June 23rd, because that is my sobriety date, right? This June, March, if I keep on the path that I'm on, will be 8 years of sobriety. I'm damn proud of that.
Yes.
That takes a shitload of work. And so
not just to show up and be born, right?
Right. Like let's celebrate that. So yeah, no, you're exactly. And so maybe that might be an avenue for people to consider. Like we'll say like Josh and Lance and Buddy, like we're kind of all in the same bucket of like, I don't want to hear, like, leave me alone. Is there a particular date, like an anniversary date around a specific thing that you would prefer, that you believe or feel warrants celebration over staying alive for another year? Staying alive. Ooh. Sorry, I had my brain's running. Look, Sarah says June 23rd, sobriety. No. Yeah. So we got some comments. Maria Martin says, when we express our boundaries, we give other people the opportunity to honor them. I love it.
And to be able to like have the expectation there.
Yes. And I'll add, like, be explicit about what those boundaries are. Because for me to react to somebody when they cross the boundary, mm-hmm. is different than me saying, hey, I'm not okay with that. Like, don't do that again. That's a boundary that I want you to appreciate. That's why I say, like, being explicit helps. So Nick brings up a good point. She's like, with the birthday hoopla, I think as we get older, it's perhaps less celebrated. I wonder if it shouldn't be the opposite. Sorry, buddy. What do you think, Jen?
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. I think there are people that if they've lived their whole life where birthdays aren't a big deal, they're not going to just all of a sudden go, they're going to make them be a big deal. I think, and what I've experienced is they've never been like something that I've like gone out of my way on, but I'm around people that it is a big deal for them. And because I like, okay, let me watch this and let me see how people react and let me see who gets excited. Because again, I have 2 girls and they're teenagers now, but like growing up, like it's so cheap and it's so simple. But like when they wake up on their birthdays and they are teenagers right now and their rooms are filled with balloons, like they think they are the most important person on the earth.
Yep.
And it's literally like a $10 investment. I mean, it's just balloons everywhere, streamers, and they just think they're so important. And like, that's not something I would have just done by default, but I've learned by listening and watching and observing other people celebrate that, like, that's a big deal to them. And I don't need to project it's just a birthday. Like, why does it have to be a big deal? Like, I think we have to be aware and open to understand that just because we feel a certain way, and maybe whether it's communicated expectations or not, like there are some things that other people, it makes them feel important.
Yep.
And again, to me, that's over time watching and observing and people. This morning I sent a picture to Jesse, like my kitchen has a disco ball and has some streamers and has a bouquet of flowers sitting on the kitchen table. Like, no expectation. I get up this morning and I have this sitting on my computer and like, that was cool. Like, no expectation at all, but like, somebody put a little bit of extra effort into doing something for me. And those are the little things that I didn't want I mean, you put a damn show together around it, but I didn't want it to be a big deal. But like having someone do something small like that, I'm like, ooh, like that doesn't take a lot of effort on my part. And so I guess okay, sorry, a roundabout way. The question is, because you, Buddy, Josh, Jesse, feel the way you do about Lance, about birthdays, how does that impact how you celebrate other people's?
Oh, so I'll ask. I don't understand. I can't speak for the other gentleman that you mentioned, but I'll answer in that it's a blind spot for me.
Okay.
Right? Like I have a weird memory where I can remember a lot of things, like really weird small things. I really struggle to remember birthdays. Like it takes work, and I still haven't designed a system to help me. Like what I mean by that is like get people's birthday, put it in the calendar. I still don't even do that, even though I know like that's the simplest damn answer, right? It's a struggle for me to remember people. So before the call, I told like I don't know my dad's birth. I know my dad's birthday is in September. I know that my mom will remind me, hey, it's your dad's birthday. Like your dad's birthday is next week or whatever. I remember my mom's birthday because it's 2 days after mine. Renee, who's really, really important to me, I struggle remembering like the exact date of whenever he was born. And so like I also understand like, ooh, that could be a problem because for some people it's important that they're celebrated, or it hurts their feelings that I don't say something on their birthday. And also like when I used to have a real job, I would get irritated by the hoopla around somebody's birthday.
Whoa,
Right?
okay.
Maybe not the flowers and all that stuff. Just the like, I think maybe for me it was like the passive aggressive behavior around it. Right? It's my birthday. I want to be celebrated, but don't tell him and her because I don't really want him to be there. Like, do you want to freaking like what?
Right.
Right? Or they're trying to, oh, thank you. No. Like, what is this bullshit? Like, it's so, for me, it just so reminds me of high school crap that, like, come on, man. Like, are you going to celebrate it? Or are you not going to celebrate it? Like, no, we're not going to do anything. Like, we don't want her there, or we don't want him there. Yes. It just kind of surfaces all these weird behaviors that we have around birthdays that seems silly to me. I don't know. How did I do in answering the question?
No, I mean, you got there, but I mean, I think it's we have our certain like for me where I went when you started talking about going to the job site. You're going on a job and it's somebody's birthday, and they set time aside. They do a lunch. They do and again, I'm calling Josh out because he celebrates everybody for everything. Like they celebrate, like when somebody had their harness on and fell and didn't die, like they celebrate the crap out of that. This harness saved a life. Like, so he's really good at celebrating a lot of things. And I think maybe it's when the environment is like that, adding a birthday in there, I don't think is like, oh my gosh, now we got to take time away from the job and we have to go and spend, celebrate this person that maybe I know or don't know. But if that's the environment and the culture you create, then is it kind of an expectation where it's just another thing versus let's shut the job down and let's have a big lunch and let's do all these things? Because this is not popular opinion, but when I go and it's just like, I know, but I'm here for a reason. And now we've got to take time away from this to do something else.
That's the calculation that's happening in my head.
But if it's something that the expectation is there and that there's a lot of different things that we're celebrating and you get to see how the morale is there and the engagement. Now that'll light my fire that we're celebrating, whether it's a birthday or something else. And the people are so bought in. Like, man, I am here. What can I do to help make this be bigger than it is? And so it's like, are we doing it to check a box? To make sure, hey, we see you, we acknowledge you, now we can go back to doing what we normally do? Or is it part of the culture, part of the environment, part of the structure of what's going on, to where it's another celebration along with the other things that we recognize.
Yeah. I think it's an important, like if you're running an operation, it's an important thing to consider. Mm-hmm. Like if I'm thinking about it from my brain, from Jesse Land, like logically, it's a waste of freaking time, energy, and money. But in terms of like the human element and morale, like the things that you talked about, there is real value there. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to do it right. So, and we got a lot of comments on this thing, so maybe we need to keep down that. So she asked this a little while ago, like, how about the company celebrating birthdays? The last place she was at, they didn't make a big deal because there were a lot of grouchy Grinches like me over there. Let's see, here's another one. Leslie shares her husband's company gives everyone the day off on their birthday. And you know what? I think I had that benefit somewhere. But
okay, yes. And there are people that want to be at work because they want people to be able to tell them happy birthday. So it's like, I don't know if there's a perfect solution, because I know people that like their birthday's on the weekend and they're like, dang it, I'm not going to be there to be able to, have people recognize me. So it's like I don't know if there's a perfect answer.
No, I don't think so. I think maybe that's the thought, right? Is like, what are some ideas that we can draw and pull from to design the outcomes that we want, right? Like there's some good ideas here. Sarah shares, we celebrate everyone at our company. We're 100% remote, and it's celebrating them on the team page and posting on Facebook page, right? So, happy birthday. That's awesome. Nick says, we're overboard. You get $100 cash to the birthday gal and guy in the office. Ice cream cake. I can do that. Yeah, sure. In the conference room, sing happy birthday. And in the company-wide group chat, everybody is celebrated on the birthday. That sounds fun. That sounds like super cool. What do you think?
Party.
Yeah. But I think at the root of it, Nick shares this is amazing. It's understanding how the birthday person wants to be celebrated, if at all. Right? Like,
yes.
That's what really freaking burns my ass is when it's like, but it's your birthday. Come on, be happy. Come on, celebrate. Come on. Like, come on, like, get off. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm present. This is not something I like enjoy. There's other things that I'd rather be doing. You wanted me to feel a certain way about it. It ain't cool. Like, I'm here. You're lucky I'm here. Is that too?
No, I think it's the, like Maria mentioned earlier, the boundaries of, like, if there are boundaries, don't get mad if someone's imposing on them if you haven't been clear. And so you making it clear that this is what I like and this is what I don't like. And then, like, if you're the person that is in charge of celebrating that person, you're in charge of whatever it is, like, don't get your feelings hurt when somebody doesn't want to celebrate their day the way that you want them to celebrate it. Like, to me, it's that simple. But you have to have the conversation, you have to have the expectation, and it can be across the company. I know for us in our Dallas office, like, we have someone that at the beginning, when's the birthday? What do you like? Cookies, cupcakes, pie, cake, salad. Like, what do you like? And, just like kind of getting some little things. And then if, someone goes, it doesn't matter. Like, you get a sense of across the board where people are like this, I like this, I like balloons, like you get it. And then, like, if you ask, respect it. Mm-hmm. But if I don't like cupcakes and I just like cookies, then give me cookies for my birthday. Like, it's and can it be a box on your desk because you're excited about that? Is it a breakfast? Is it like whatever you do, the extremes, the spectrum? Like, I think from everything we're talking about it, even the contribution in the chat, it's like, okay, let's figure out what they want, ask them the questions. If you are the person that, like Jesse, doesn't want all that stuff, say it. The passive aggressive stuff is what drives me crazy is that it's like, no, this and this and this. And then it's like, oh, they didn't think about this, or they didn't do this, or they did it for that person, but they didn't do it for me. Like, that's the stuff that, like, there's no room for that. Like, it either is communicated or it isn't. Then don't get mad when something doesn't happen the way that you didn't make it clear.
Yep. And then Jen drags you out from behind the trees.
You're just like Jesse did today. I'm like, okay, we'll go there. But it is. And again, but as much as I know Buddy will hide, I also know that I have a relationship with Buddy, and it is very clear, and he knows that I love him, and that not a lot of people get to celebrate Buddy very often, because I get to see him a lot more than everybody else. And he's got a lot of people that love him. And I pushed a little bit on those boundaries, because I know that in the back, even though he's not saying it out loud, that he very much appreciates all the love that he gets. So sometimes you need to push those boundaries a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think there's truth there, right? There are some, for me, I'm just going to assume that Buddy's in the same boat. Like, it's difficult for me, like, to receive,
Yes.
I'm not going to say care. What's the word? We'll use the word care. That's not the right word. But, like, it's difficult for me.
It's love, Jesse. It's love.
It's difficult for me to receive affection.
Mm-hmm.
I need reps. Like, so like that helps me build my comfort with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, force pulling from behind the trees. And at the same time, kind of what I said earlier, if I don't respond the way you want me to respond, like, God damn it, you know how hard it is for me just not to run away right now? Like, I'm focusing on not running away. Like, why are you worrying about this thing? Anyways.
Yes, but I mean, it's that, and it's one, because I like to celebrate people in general, not just on birthdays. Like, there's a lot of call outs. There's a lot of celebrations that you're getting lots of reps when you get to hang out with me, but also the people around in our tribe are very much, you're getting a lot of people around you that want to celebrate different things. And we're able to do that, whether it's in No BS, whether it's on LinkedIn, whether it's social media, whether it's when we're in person and we're doing No BS meetups, things like that. Like, there's a lot of ways that we're trying to get reps in there. And it doesn't always have to be this big birthday celebration or a big accomplishment.
Yes. And I'm going to use Josh. I am, like, even though I'm pissing and moaning and whining about the birthday thing, I'm totally down with what Josh just shared.
Okay.
He's like, he implemented a celebration board in our last planner room. When you sit back and think about some of the things our people accomplish on a daily basis, yes, it's kind of incredible. Those small accomplishments always get overlooked. Yes, right? Like, yes, those are the things. Like, bringing it back to me, my favorite subject, if you're going to celebrate my birthday and not recognize my sobriety, what is most important to me?
Yes.
Like, sobriety, right? Like, what is most important to me? The way I contribute and serve others. And I don't do that one day a year. I do that every day. And so if you want to celebrate that, right? Like, for real, I'm going to just tell everybody right now, if you want to celebrate me, let me know. If you want to do something to make me feel appreciated and special and like I should wear my tiara all day, every day, let me know how I've contributed to your path. That I would freaking, that would be the ultimate. A cake. And so right after that is a cake.
Strawberry cake. Strawberry cake.
A strawberry cake. Yes. Oh, yeah. So anyways, well, let's ask that. So Jen, it is your birthday.
Yes.
What is the ultimate favorite way you appreciate being celebrated? What makes you feel like, ooh, yeah, that's the stuff?
For my birthday, like, just in general, like, how do I like to be celebrated? Is that the question?
Yes.
I think for me, just because I am, connectivity and like touch points and relationships are like the highest of the most important thing in my life is just like somebody that if I hear from them or they reach out, and the irony here is my birthday is the day before St. Patrick's Day. So because of that, most people associate my birthday with St. Patrick's Day. So I'll get a lot, if not more, happy birthdays tomorrow, which does not bother me at all because most people it'll be St. Patrick's Day. They're like, oh, Jennifer's birthday. And so and for me, it's just when I get to hear from people, whether they're people I haven't heard from in a while, it does not bother me if someone reaches out that I haven't heard from or someone random or whatever that they get to like just acknowledge, just to let me know, hey, happy birthday, whatever. Like that's so simple. And it's not that I like hold it against people when they don't do it, but when I get to hear from people that just want to make sure I know that they want to wish me a happy birthday, I think it's that simple for me. Like it's just acknowledging it and hey, hope you're having a good day, that kind of stuff. I think it's hard for me to answer that question. So to me, that's the simplest answer.
Okay. That works. So happy birthday, Jennifer Lacey.
Thank you very much. I got lots of happy birthdays today. Like you have filled my cup. It is overflowing.
We got lots of people out there just celebrating you. I know it was Buddy's birthday was earlier this week. And I'll also throw this out there. I feel like I am in the minority in terms of the way I feel about birthday celebration. So maybe we should at least do something for the tribe members. And when we know it's their birthday at the beginning of the month or something, I don't know. What do y'all think out there in the Omniverse? Oh, look, Maria Martin says my birthday lasts all week. So she's an all week birthday person. Okay. That's good to know.
Okay, wait. Sorry. Yes. So I want to add, I just hit so I like gifts, even though I have a lot of things and I can pretty much go get everything I want. I like little, small, simple gifts that like I didn't think about and that it's so something random and stuff like that. I do like that. So sorry. That's another thing I like for my birthday. It's just stuff that I wouldn't have thought about, but it's stuff that someone like really, this is something Jennifer would like or something very simple. Those are, I do like that. That's hard for me to own. Like I like gifts, but yes.
Like, perfect. Like, right. Like gifts. Awesome. Oh, look, Nick says no surprise birthdays for Jesse. My mom planned a surprise birthday party for me. Oh, man, I think I was like 20. I was in my 20s. And I was doing a side job I was working all day and then I was doing a side job helping somebody. Somebody was renovating their plumbing, their whatever at their house. And I told them I would help them. And then she's like, what time are you going to get home? There were people at the house. And I'm like, Mom, I made a commitment to this guy. I got to go help him finish this thing. Like, what do you? It was a disaster because also I was also very immature. Like I was really upset, not just because the surprise and like how intrusive it felt for me, but now I'm in a shit situation. Like I was in a bad situation. I was either gonna leave my buddy hanging, or I was gonna be leave these other people hanging. And like once I reacted the way I did, it didn't matter. Like I ruined all of it. It was so no surprise party because I probably already planned something for my birthday. So if you're planning something for my birthday, maybe that when we get some hologram technology or something, I can be present via hologram. How about that? Or you could replay one of the No BS live streams in my absence. How about that? What do you think about that, Jen?
I think it's if you're going to celebrate Jesse, just let it be a part of whatever's already scheduled. Like don't do anything extra. Like if it's something we're already getting together, we're already doing something, you can then do it there and he can't get out of it and he can't tell you he's got other plans. So just that's what I've learned. Just whatever's part of the normal routine. We're already going to have dinner. Guess what? I could maybe add something to the dinner, but like don't try to do anything outside of the schedule.
Yes. And so Maria, her birthday lasts all week. And I think that's an important thing, right? Like now that I know Maria's birthday is a week thing, like that gives me some reprieve to say, okay, if I forget the day, I don't care. Like I can send happy birthday thought 3 or 4 days, just kind of maybe miss the bullseye, but hey, the week, like that helps. Thank you, Maria. And so I think maybe what I'd like for people to take away or maybe respond to is how overt, how explicit are you with the people in your life, like not just personally, but at work too, because it has impacts at work, about how you want to celebrate and want to be celebrated.
I think that's important. And like, if you're the person that's in charge of, I'm gonna call my brother out, completely call him out. So if he's listening, he probably isn't, but I'm gonna call him out. If you're the person in charge of planning it and they're explicit, don't get mad if it's not what you had in your head. Like we were, again, more information, but like my family was celebrating yesterday for my birthday last night. We were going to go to dinner. And my brother was very clear that he's glad I only have one birthday because I am the person in our family that does most of the planning. And he was just like, I'm just glad you just have one birthday because this has been a lot. So he's had to carry a burden that he doesn't normally have to carry. So he's trying to plan a birthday. And he calls me and he's like, Jennifer, so I hear Friday that you can't eat meat because we're in Lent and I can't eat meat during Lent on Fridays. And he's like, but this is where we wanted to take you. And I'm like, okay, like I'll eat some vegetables. Like it doesn't bother me. I don't care. But that's just going to mess everything up. And I'm like, Brian, it's my birthday. Like, I don't care. If everybody gets together, I am happy. Like literally, that is the most important thing, to have my family there together. But it was like he was getting mad because I had to make a decision on something that is important to me because he was planning it and it didn't fit in his box. So like, don't get mad when they're explicit, like Maria says, that this is what I like, this is what's important to me. And then like put your judgment on that. Like just don't do that.
Yes. Yeah, it can get wonky and messy. So I'm in the process of throwing the link to the. Are we having an after party?
Yes, we're having an after party. And so, like, let me give some background because I see some people on here that maybe have not been on the after party before. So what we do is we finish the live stream, and Jesse and I have done a lot of talking. He's brought your comments up, but you haven't really got to voice or give some context or even go into details about some of the things you've shared. And so we do a LinkedIn live after party, which all the links are in there. And then also you can find them on our No BS with Jen and Jess page. And you click on it and it just takes you into a room where no photo, nothing, no video. You just get to turn your mute and unmute off and you get to speak. And so we usually have a great group there that they get to kind of dig into this topic a little more. Sometimes it goes off into other directions. And you get to share, we get to kind of sit and moderate and facilitate, but y'all get to connect and kind of, take this topic a little bit deeper. And that is what we are going to do today. We can start with this topic and it may go in a different direction, but that is what Jesse is sharing all in the comments right now.
Yeah. So I put the link. I think I put the link everywhere. But it's that, right? We get to hear like how far off the mark did we miss? Part of me, like I knew I wanted to do this birthday conversation to celebrate you because you're awesome. You've impacted my life and you continue to impact other people's lives. So I wanted to do that. And then it's like, ooh, like, is this too campy, too Willy Wonka to have a conversation around? And so that conversation, like the after party, is an opportunity for me to like get some intel from the tribe members of like, was it worth the damn or not? Was it a waste of time? Was it valuable? And like you said, that the way that conversation kind of evolves, the after party is like, oh, we need to talk about this. Like Sarah last time, I remember that Sarah mentioned that we probably should have a live stream about strengths and weaknesses. And so maybe we dig into that a little bit deeper, but ultimately it's an opportunity for us to connect on a different level in a different venue, so that we can continue like serving and growing the community, because that's the ultimate point. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And like, just to like give some context to everything, like the platform we're on and the reason Jesse and I even like show up and dig into these topics is exactly what it says in the name. Like, there is lots of conversations that we all engage in, and there's either armor or masks or things that we say and don't say, and we don't communicate it, but then we have expectations and all these things that we live in every day in our work, in our home, and stuff like that. And so our goal from day one, and we are continuing on that path, is like, we're going to show up and we're going to be transparent. We're going to be open, and there are going to be some things that are a little sticky and maybe not comfortable, but we're going to dig into topics that people just don't normally talk about. We don't lean into it. They're not as open and maybe transparent in their conversations with other people, which is why I think, even though this was a birthday celebration, it was also a topic that we don't talk about, yet we have animosity or we have feelings about things. And so, again, another topic that maybe is a little bit uncomfortable, and it's easier just to kind of sit back and judge sometimes instead of just having the real conversations. And so that no BS piece is alive and well, because I feel like we're saying some things today that some people may go, oh, I got to think about that, because I may be one of those people here, or I may be one of those people here that I'm not really doing a very good job communicating what I want.
Yes. That's it. It's like, what are the uncomfortable human things
Yes.
that we like filter out or sterilize out of the workspace that really don't, like, they're still happening. They're just suppressed and packed into all the other things. Right? I'll say like this: all the other unresolved things that we're carrying.
Yes.
Right? Like, personally and professionally. So folks, if I ever end up doing, like, getting a real job again, and I'll just, like, so people know the sequence, right? I do my consulting thing that I do now. If that doesn't work out, I'll be table dancing.
That's what I was gonna say.
If that doesn't work,
keep giving him work. Please keep giving him work.
If that doesn't work, I might go back to do plumbing, but, like, I'll apply somewhere to be like a helper, a day laborer, maybe apprentice type work. And then if that doesn't work, I might get an office job. And so, just so y'all know, I'm saying that so that, like, when I get to the office part, y'all already know what my birthday expectations are. So be ready. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah. So we're going to hope that you just stay on the path you're on, and you just keep doing what you want to do in that space.
So we don't have to go to phase 2?
No, we do not have to go to phase 2, DEFCON 5, any of those things. Like, we do not have to do that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, the last thing I want to say is happy birthday, Jennifer Lacey. Congratulations, and thank you for contributing into my life the way that you have, for letting me speak into your life. It is a special privilege to be able to see the growth, the courage, the sharing of mistakes, the amends that you're making with yourself and the people that you love. It is really inspirational to be able to be a witness to all of that. And I am grateful that you let me and the No BS tribe celebrate you today, Jennifer Lacey.
Well, thank you, Jesse. And I appreciate you pushing me, kicking me, whatever it is, outside of that comfort zone that I was very happy with and very content with. And then I collided with you, and you allowed me to see other places that I could impact and I could influence, but also you pushed me into realizing that, it's okay to let people in, and it's okay to trust people. And I know this platform, every other week we get on and we talk about some things sometimes that go way beyond the surface. And I just appreciate you for trusting me to be on here with you, but also to protecting me and making sure that it's a safe space, not just for me, but for the people that show up. And so that is what keeps me coming back every time, because I'm like, what's next? Let's see what we can do and what we can stir up and stuff like that. So I appreciate you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
And I appreciate our entire tribe, because y'all just make me happy all the time, and y'all are always y'all are everywhere. And it just keeps growing. And when I show up to places and I got people that come up to me that I've never met, and they're just like, I watch you, I see you, and all this stuff, like, that's the stuff that fills my cup, and it's like overflowing, and I cannot even contain it most of the time. So
Yes.
you.
Thank you, Jen. And folks out there, if you commented and we weren't able to bring it up here, again, appreciate you. All the lurkers, love the lurkers, always and forever. Well, I'll be hitting you back on the chat. Like if you commented on the LinkedIn and it didn't come through, I love you. I wasn't ignoring you. It's a technical thing between StreamYard and LinkedIn. And that doesn't mean that you can't come to the after party. So the link's in all places. Come to the after party so we can continue the conversation and continue celebrating Jen and Buddy and everybody else or whatever else we want to celebrate. So
Yes.
we'll see y'all in a few. Bye.